Good afternoon, everybody. It's February 18th, and it's time for me to do another talk video. And once again, we're going to bring up the subject of ransomware attacks. And those of you that have followed this channel for a while have seen me talk about this topic before, but there's been some new developments in this scene that have been quite ugly that I need to bring up. And the reason that this is getting brought up today is because Kia Motors America has just been hit by the doppelganger gang of ransomware, and they're asking for $20 million ransom. Yeah, you guys heard me right. 20 million. And this has been a problem for a couple of years now, ever since I did the original ransomware video in 2019, which I will leave a link to in the description for this video. This has been an issue, but lately, when we got into early 2020 and the middle of 2020, and the COVID pandemic started to really rage, and then we got into late 2020, this became a much bigger issue as the criminal underground realized that we have a working platform and we can get rich off of doing this. And when I say get rich, I mean these guys will attack multiple targets and they will get millions of dollars per target. So when I say getting rich, I'm not kidding. This is a very, very scary thing that we're dealing with right now. And I want to kind of tell people how this happens and things they can do to protect against it. Don't want to give away too much in this video, but I want to kind of point people in the right direction. How it happens is this. I've talked about ransomware coming through via email attachments and spear phishing before. Well, at this point, that's kind of an obsolete method. What they're doing now is what I call previous compromise, and this is what I mean by that. These ransomware gangs, what they will do is they will gain access through some other vulnerability that you don't know about to your network. And once they get access, they don't attack you right away. They don't do any damage right away. What they do is they kind of make sure they're well hidden and stealthy, and then they're content to sit back and they learn everything about your network. They figure out how your backups operate. They figure out what kind of company you are. They basically figure out everything about you and your network that they can. And they'll get to the point, literally, where they know more about your network than your IT guy does. I'm not kidding. These guys will let themselves get to the point, and they'll spend months doing this. They'll take months. They will learn everything about your network that they could possibly learn. And then they will install their ransomware tool and set it up and hit the encrypt button. And even when they do this, they even do this smartly. They typically will do this on a weekend, a Saturday morning, or a Friday night. So nobody realizes what's going on until Monday. But they hit that encrypt button and the ransomware goes through the entire network and encrypts everything. that it can find. And prior to the encryption, while they're going through this learning process, they're also stealing a lot of your data. And when I say a lot, I mean these guys, they've stolen literally in the past terabytes worth of data off of a network. And what they'll usually do after they encrypt the network and they throw their messages up on everybody's screens is they'll threaten you if you don't pay the ransom demand, they will spill the data they have all over the internet. Which, even if they don't get your backups, that will often make a company pay because they won't want their data spilled all over the internet. And a lot of times these guys, they will encrypt your backups in the process. They'll find them, they'll find out what program is used to make them, they'll find out if there's any secondary backups stored, they'll get them all. It's an awful kind of attack, to be honest with you guys. And basically, when a company gets attacked like this, there's not much you can do after the attack to mitigate the damage. The damage has already been done. If a modern ransomware tool is being used that has good encryption, there may be no way to get your data back without paying. And even if there is, do you want to not pay and then possibly have all kinds of confidential data spilled all over the internet? And this is no idle threat. These ransomware gangs have actually done it in the past when companies have not paid the ransoms. It's gotten to the point where the only way to protect a network against this kind of attack is to be proactive instead of reactive. You cannot wait until you're hit with ransomware and then react. You must deal with the issue before you get hit. Now, a lot of that has to do with making sure that there's no vulnerabilities in your network or equipment that an attacker can potentially use as leverage to get in a network. You don't even want them to get inside your network, because once they get inside, they can use other vulnerabilities to do what we call privilege escalation. This is where they elevate access from a regular user into an administrative type of an account, and then from there it's game over. So you can't even let them get in. You need to make sure your vulnerabilities are closed. You need to make sure you have programs that will deal with and neutralize ransomware. There are programs and tools out there that will do this. You need to make sure that these tools are set up correctly and functioning correctly, and you need to make sure that your backups are being taken, that they actually work, are current, and are in a protected state so they can't get encrypted by a ransomware attack if one should strike. Actually, how the technical details of how to do this really goes way beyond the scope of what I want to get into in a YouTube video. But like I always say, if any company is not sure about if they're okay or not, please give me a call, shoot me an email, talk to me. All my contact information is at the start of each and every one of my videos. if you're in an IT service contract, I've done videos on those before. We can talk about that. I will work with existing IT staff. I've done it all the time, and in larger companies, you often have to work with existing IT staff, which I have no problem with at all. My biggest deal is making sure that you're safe and you're happy with the way things are going. You really do not want to get hit in a ransomware attack. These latest attacks are, as I said, they're getting very ugly. The amounts of ransoms that these people are asking and keep going up. 20 million. Right now, I think 20 million is the record. It's only going to get worse from here. You may be asking, well, can't we arrest these guys? Well, yeah, except for one problem. A lot of these guys are based out of Russia and China. And the guys that are Russian, oftentimes, this is just a night job for them. Their day job is working in the FSB or the SRV or the GRU. And you can't just go pick these guys up, because if you do, you can actually start an international incident. So you have to be very careful from a political standpoint, as far as the federal government's concerned, how you handle these guys. So you just can't go pick them up. And believe me, they know it too. So the chances of actually getting these ransomware gangs shut down are slim to none. I think that's going to do it for this particular video. As always, feel free to rate, comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see everyone next time. See you all soon. Bye-bye.